Hello my friends, it's Danny, and today I'm showing you how to make cauliflower fried rice. Now this is an updated, very simple recipe that comes together quickly, and it is perfect for a busy weeknight dinner or even as an easy lunch. You're gonna see that this is essentially just a really big pan of vegetables with a little bit of protein, but it is so delicious that nobody's even gonna notice. Now, because this recipe comes together so quickly, I like to prep all of my ingredients before I get to the stove. So the first thing that I need is 2 eggs and a half a cup of egg whites. I'm just gonna get that all into one bowl and whisk everything together. And then I'm also gonna need a half of a chopped onion, 2 cloves of chopped up garlic, a teaspoon of fresh grated ginger, and I have found the easiest way to get the ginger skin off is to use a little spoon, just like I have here. And then I have half of a red bell pepper that I'm going to dice into small bite-sized pieces. Now I'm also going to be using 4 cups of cauliflower rice. You can either use fresh or frozen. I usually opt for frozen because it's much more convenient and it's actually more economical as well. I find that 1 bag of cauliflower rice frozen is less expensive than buying an entire head of organic cauliflower. But if you would like to rice your own cauliflower, I have an entire video showing you exactly how to do that, both with and without a food processor, that I will link for you down in the description box below. And then you also are going to need 2 cups of frozen mixed vegetables, which can be frozen when you add them to the pan, or they can be defrosted. Now, traditionally, when people add eggs to their fried rice, they do it right at the end. But I prefer to cook the eggs up front and on their own because I find that they're much fluffier and more delicious this way. And then I just add them to the rice, back into the rice at the end. So I have a large nonstick pan heating up over a medium-low heat. I'm going to spray that with a little bit of non-aerosol cooking spray, and I'm going to start by cooking my eggs. So I'm going to get the eggs and the egg whites right into the pan and give them one last whisk, small pinch of salt, and I'm going to let these scramble nice and slow so that they're really fluffy. Once I have my eggs right where I want them, I'm just going to transfer them into a bowl, and I'll set this aside while we assemble the rest of the rice. So my pan is already hot, and I'm going to add a couple of teaspoons of toasted sesame oil to the pan, which has this really earthy, nutty flavor and gives a very authentic taste to the fried rice, so you don't want to skip this ingredient. Once that's heated through, which is going to be very quickly since the pan is already hot, I'm adding in the onion, garlic, and fresh grated ginger, along with a small tiny pinch of salt. And I'm gonna let this cook about 4 to 5 minutes. I'm just looking for everything to get nice and fragrant and for the onions to turn translucent, so everything's softened up a bit. Once everything in the pan is right where I want it, I'm ready for my frozen mixed veggies. So we have 2 cups, and this combination is a mix of peas, green beans, corn, and carrots. And then I also add that fresh red bell pepper as well because I just love the color and the brightness that it adds to the pan. And then in goes my cauliflower rice. Now mine has been out for a little bit, so it's just about defrosted, but you could put it in there defrosted or frozen or raw. They will all work. The cooking time may just vary by a couple of minutes one way or another. I'm going to top that with 3 or 4 tablespoons of a low sodium soy sauce. You could also swap in some coconut aminos if you don't do soy. And I'm going to gently mix this all together. And you're going to know that it's really well incorporated because you will see that the color of the rice is going to change because it's all going to have a nice light coating of that sauce. Then from here, I'm just gonna pop my lid on and let this cook for about 6 to 8 minutes. Now, if your cauliflower was frozen or if it was completely raw, you might need a few extra minutes, but either way, you're gonna know that it's ready because it's gonna be nice and tender to the bite. This looks so good and it smells even better. So to finish off the dish, I'm gonna take those scrambled eggs that we cooked up earlier, add them back into the pan, and then I love to finish this with some fresh green onions over the top, aka thinly sliced scallions, and if you have them on hand, a sprinkle of sesame seeds. And also, just a side note, if you wanted to increase the protein in this dish, you can easily do that by adding in some shredded chicken, adding extra eggs or extra egg whites, or if you wanted to keep it plant-based, try doing some tofu. So simple, so delicious. This is the kind of meal you can literally have on your dinner table in 20 minutes flat using pretty much all of the ingredients you already have in your fridge and in your freezer. So much flavor and such great texture, and it looks like a party in a pan. And I'm telling you, you're not even gonna miss the traditional rice. It is amazing what a good job the cauliflower does. Delightful.